Have you ever felt that your pursuit of perfection is stopping you from living your best life? Imagine standing at the edge of a monumental cliff, gazing at the azure waters below. The view is stunning, but you can't bring yourself to dive, to feel the exhilarating rush of the fall, the cool splash of the water, because you're waiting for the perfect moment. That's what perfectionism does. It keeps you on the edge, stopping you from experiencing the fullness of life. Perfectionism. It's a word we often use to describe an impeccable attention to detail, a relentless drive for excellence. But what if it's not about being perfect? What if it's about fear? Fear of making mistakes, of not being good enough, of judgment and failure. A fear so potent that it paralyzes us, keeping us from taking that leap into the unknown. We all have ambitions, dreams we wish to realize, but the pursuit of perfection can turn these dreams into burdens, these ambitions into chains. We become afraid of making the wrong move, taking the wrong step. We become so caught up in perfecting every detail that we lose sight of the bigger picture. And so, we hide behind the mask of perfectionism. We use it as a shield to protect ourselves from the fear of failure, from the fear of judgment. But in doing so, we also shield ourselves from opportunities, from experiences, from life itself. Perfection is an illusion, an unattainable ideal. But fear is real. And it's this fear that fuels our pursuit of perfection, that keeps us standing on the edge of the cliff, gazing at the water but never diving in. So how do we overcome this? How do we move past the fear and take the leap? The answer lies in understanding. Understanding that perfectionism isn't about being perfect, but about being afraid. Recognizing perfectionism as a mask for deeper fears is the first step towards overcoming it. What if I told you that the key to overcoming perfectionism lies in embracing imperfection? Quite a paradox, isn't it? But let's delve deeper into this notion. You see, the pursuit of perfection often leads us down a path fraught with disappointment and self-doubt. After all, perfection is an elusive ideal, rarely, if ever, attainable. So instead of striving for perfection, what if we shifted our focus towards progress? Progress, unlike perfection, is achievable. It's about acknowledging where you are right now and taking steps, however small, towards where you want to be. Each step, each tiny victory should be celebrated. Why? Because it's these small achievements that foster a growth mindset. A mindset that says, I'm not there yet, but I'm closer than I was yesterday. This shift in focus from perfection to progress also has another profound effect. It reduces procrastination. Procrastination often stems from a fear of not being able to do something perfectly. But when we embrace the concept of progress, we give ourselves permission to make mistakes, to learn, and to grow, and that's where the magic happens. So, how about we start viewing our imperfections not as failures but as opportunities for growth? After all, it's through our missteps and blunders that we learn the most valuable lessons. Imagine a world where you're not held back by the fear of not being perfect, where each step you take, irrespective of its size, is celebrated, where stumbling and falling is part of the journey, not a sign of defeat. That's the world we enter when we embrace imperfection. In this world, we're not paralyzed by the pursuit of an unattainable ideal. Instead, we're free to act, to learn, and to grow. And as we do, we begin to realize that done is indeed better than perfect. Because a task completed, however imperfectly, is a step forward, a mark of progress. Embracing imperfection encourages action and growth, showing us that done is indeed better than perfect. Are you ready to confront the fears that lurk behind your perfectionism? Often, perfectionism is a mask that hides deeper fears. Fears of failure, of judgment, of not being enough. These fears can be paralyzing, holding us back from reaching our true potential. But what if we could confront these fears head-on? Imagine a world where your fears no longer have a stranglehold on you, where they are simply challenges to overcome, not insurmountable obstacles. This world is attainable, but it requires us to acknowledge and confront the fears that fuel our perfectionism. Acknowledging fear is powerful. It's like turning on a light in a dark room. Suddenly, the monsters aren't so scary anymore. They're just shadows and shapes, not the terrifying creatures we imagined. By acknowledging our fears, we diminish their power. We can see them for what they truly are. Challenges that we are more than capable of overcoming. But acknowledging our fears is just the first step. We must also confront them. This doesn't mean that we have to face everything all at once. Rather, it involves taking small steps to challenge these fears. Maybe it means sharing your work before it's perfect, or admitting that you don't know something. Confronting our fears also involves understanding them. Why are we afraid of failure? What about judgment scares us so much? Is it because we fear rejection? Or perhaps we're afraid of disappointing others? By understanding our fears, we can better equip ourselves to face them. Taking risks is a natural part of confronting fears. Remember, it's okay to fail. In fact, failure is often the stepping stone to success. It's through our mistakes that we learn and grow, so don't be afraid to take risks. Embrace them as opportunities for growth and learning. As we acknowledge, understand, confront, and take risks, we gradually chip away at the power our fears hold over us. We begin to realize that we are stronger than our fears, that we are capable of overcoming them. Confronting your fears is a crucial step in breaking free from the chains of perfectionism. Indeed, it's through confronting our fears that we can begin to truly embrace imperfection and live a life free from the crippling grip of perfectionism. Opening. How often do you treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you extend to others? When we talk about perfectionism, we can't overlook the crucial role of self-compassion. It's a powerful tool that helps in overcoming the relentless pursuit of perfection. But what exactly is self-compassion? It's treating yourself with kindness, understanding, and forgiveness, especially when you stumble and fall. It's about reassuring yourself that it's okay to be imperfect. You see, perfectionism often places an unrealistic burden of expectations on our shoulders. We strive to hit the bullseye every single time, forgetting that it's human to miss the mark sometimes. And when we do miss, we're often too hard on ourselves. But here's where self-compassion steps in. It lessens this burden of unrealistic standards we place on ourselves. It tells us it's okay. Okay to make mistakes, okay to be imperfect, okay to be human. When we practice self-compassion, we're not just being kind to ourselves in the face of failure, we're also opening doors to personal growth and resilience. How? Well, when we're kind to ourselves, we allow ourselves the space to learn from our mistakes rather than berating ourselves for them. We give ourselves the chance to bounce back stronger and better. Remember, self-compassion isn't about letting yourself off the hook or shying away from responsibility. It's about acknowledging that mistakes and setbacks are a part of life. It's about understanding that it's not about being perfect, but about growing and learning. So, the next time you stumble, instead of being your harshest critic, try being your own best friend. Give yourself the kindness, the understanding, and the forgiveness you would give to others, because at the end of the day, we're all works in progress, and that's perfectly okay. Closing. Practicing self-compassion eases the pressure of perfectionism, helping you to cultivate healthier habits and self-acceptance. Are you ready to take action even when the outcome isn't perfect? This is the question we must ask ourselves as we embark on the journey to overcome perfectionism. The fear of not being perfect can be daunting, but it's important to remember that action is the antidote to fear. Taking action despite the fear is one of the most powerful ways to build confidence. Each small step taken, each task completed, each project started, even if it's not perfect, reinforces the belief that you can handle imperfections. It's about making progress, not achieving perfection. When we take action, we're telling ourselves that we can handle whatever comes our way. We're saying, I can do this, I can handle this, I am capable. And with each action, we're building a stronger, more resilient self. Think about it. When you're standing at the edge of a high diving board, looking down at the water below, the fear can be paralyzing. But the moment you take the leap, the moment you take action, the fear begins to dissipate. You realize that you're capable of doing more than you thought possible. The same principle applies to overcoming perfectionism. The fear of not being perfect can be paralyzing, but taking action despite the fear can help you realize that you're capable of handling imperfections. Moreover, taking action helps you to focus on progress rather than perfection. It's about the journey, not the destination. It's about growing, learning, and becoming a better version of yourself. Remember, every small step counts. Every action you take, no matter how small, is a step towards overcoming perfectionism. It's a step towards embracing imperfection. It's a step towards becoming a more confident, resilient, and fulfilled individual. Taking action, even in the face of fear, is a powerful way to overcome perfectionism and embrace a more fulfilling life. So, what are you waiting for? Take that first step. Take action. Embrace the journey. Embrace imperfection. And remember, You're capable of more than you think. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more videos.